2, 1, action, John.
All right, Junghee, this is your phone ringing. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, this is John from the Zillow group. I have a connection call here for you. The client's name is Elias Estudo, and he'd like to see 123 Main Street in Oakland. Are you prepared to take the call?
Yeah, sure. Let's connect.
All right, here you go. Ding.
Hello.
Hi, Elias. This is Junghee Schwartz. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Great. So thanks for the call. A little bit about me. I am a Zillow partner agent, so I'm so happy to be able to help you. So I see that you're interested in seeing 123 Main Street. Can you tell me a little bit about what you like about the property?
We've been a fan of the Laurel. We live in Castro Valley now. We love the Laurel. So we wanted to come out and see it right away.
For sure. Have you ever been to Farmer Joe's out there, that natural food store?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's a really great store. There's also the food mill down the street on MacArthur, and it's one of my favorite spots to get any nut butter you want. So you can make any type of nut butter. It's really awesome. It's kind of a hidden gem.
Oh, nice. So what'd you say your name was?
Sorry, my name is Junghee Schwartz, and I'm with Team Fast and EXP Realty.
I just had a quick question. That house is listed for 900,000. Do you think it's going to go over 900,000? You think it's going to be super competitive?
So that area is very competitive. I mean, you like it for a reason. What I can do for you is set the appointment so we could go check it out. And then from there, I could run comps for you to give you a range of where I think it'll land. And then depending on how it looks in person and with the upgrades and the quality of work, I could give you a better number. But with that said, when's a good time for you to go check it out? Are you usually free on weekends or weekdays? Tomorrow at 2?
Mm-hmm.
Great. So I'll definitely check in with the listing agent to see if tomorrow at 2 works. But if that doesn't work, is there another time that would work for you?
3.
Okay, so between 2 and 3 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Great. So I'm going to go ahead and reach out to the listing agent, and then I will confirm with you either via text or call. And then I'll also send you a text with my contact information on it so you know how to reach me.
Okay.
And then again, my name's Junghee. It's kind of a hard one. So once you see it in text message, it'll be easier to remember.
Okay. And then do I have to be pre-approved to go tomorrow?
So let me check with the listing agent. Right now in Oakland, it's pretty much 50-50 with COVID. Some sellers don't want anyone inside the house that's not pre-approved just because they want to limit the amount of people in. They only want to have serious people given the pandemic. Yeah. So is that something that you've already spoken to someone about?
Yeah, we've spoken to someone.
Great. So have you been fully pre-approved?
I'm not sure.
Alrighty. Well, what do you mean you're not sure? Sorry. Could you explain that?
I'll just talk with my wife. She's been handling all that.
Okay, great. So I'll check in with a listing agent to see if it's required for this one. And in the meantime, I'll also shoot you a list of lenders that me and my team like working with in the local area. So if you haven't been fully pre-approved, you could get that started as well. How does that sound?
That's good. Love that.
Great. So lastly, before I get you off the phone, is there anything you really like about this house that you're interested in? Are there any other homes in the area that might also hit that?
Not right now. This has been like on our radar.
Great. All right. Well, let me set the appointment for tomorrow between 2 and 3 o'clock, and then I'll confirm with you. And in the meantime, I look forward to helping you out with your home search.
Awesome. Cool.
All right. Have a great day.
Cut. Good stuff, Jen. All right. So listen, this is why no matter how good you've done, obviously you've had a lot of success with us early on. This is a different approach to the way that we are normally wired, right? The first thing that you want to do is instantly do what? You wanted to build rapport. You wanted to tell them about the area. You wanted to find out why they like that particular home or that neighborhood. And you wanted to tell them about the farmer's market or whatever the case was, the store, right? So that's why we're doing this, because it's going to be a complete shift from what we're normally used to going into that. So it's good stuff, but it's not intended for the first call, right? So I think it's a little bit of more information than what we're looking for on the first call. And so it's the first question was that, right? What do you like about the area? Do you know about Farmer Brothers, right? And so, or whatever the name was. So it instantly went off of, let's just book for the appointment, and then we'll follow up with the second call to do a little bit more of the motivation and the reasons why. But I like your flow and your tone. I think there were some extras there because I think you were getting a little nervous too because of this environment. But save some of that stuff for the second call. But that's my assessment. Johnny boy.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. And it is just it's a total adaptation and pivot from the normal calls, and the establishing yourself as a professional that knows the area and building that rapport is such a, like, we ingrain that so much. Whereas this, it's almost like you're presuming, you don't even really need to try to close. You're assuming that they're calling because they want to see the property. So you can really lead with that. Like, one of the first questions that you ask should be, when's a good time to go check out the property? Because you don't need to really know more about why they want to see it. You just assume that they want to see it, and you can build that rapport and get that more information either on a follow-up call once you've made the appointment, or at the property itself. But you did a
But
good
isn't
job.
that part of the motivation?
Well, and the motivation can come in like this. We want to do the ALM, but like sometimes you can kind of split that into two calls. It's like you can, and we made it confusing because you came in, I think, with the right idea, like make it quick, get the appointment, and then we're like, well, but don't make it too quick and cover these things. So you definitely like did a good job working that all in there. But you can like split this up over two calls, like find out when they want, like, okay, cool, I'll reach back out after I've talked to the listing agent, and then call them back and say, like, great news, it's available tomorrow at 2. I'll see you there. I just have a couple more questions to make sure the appointment, and then you can go into that stuff.
Totally.
So I have a question.
I almost think it's almost a two-parter. It's almost like the M is on the follow-up call.
Yeah,
got it.
It's like AL, and then the M is on the follow-up call, because now you're going to tell them about the PED, it's available, and then you'll be able to have a little bit more dialogue because you have a little bit more information. So what was your question, Junghee? Sorry.
So it's pretty much just get the appointment, right? That's the number one metric. And also this script is based off of Zillow's data on what gets the most closings.
Totally.
So this is why we're doing it this way.
The highest amount of conversion comes from this style and this method.
Yeah, I'll add to that one. Yes, it's on the data, and specifically for these live transfers. What's been challenging, I'm sure, for people is like you're working all different lead types historically, whether that's database or cold inquiries. These are the live transfers that are based on a certain, I mean, certainly, like there's an example earlier today where it was a realtor on the other end of the phone. So like you're gonna get people that are just like not qualified, but generally the context is like, especially the buttons that they're literally changing on the Zillow site is like schedule an appointment by clicking here. And like, so they're trying to really create the context of making that a little bit more of a seamless appointment. I do think there's certainly going to be a balance of so 90% of it is that appointment, like leading in with, and sorry, here, I'm just going to kick in and going right into some of these notes I wrote down is, I liked actually that you even mentioned the Farmer Joe, sort of a name drop in a way. Probably, I think to their point, maybe a little bit later on, whereas the appointment is kind of the first thing that's like interested in their mind. So even just acknowledging like, hey, it's 123 Cherry Street. While I look up the availability for a showing, can you tell me real quickly, like, where are you in the moving journey? And that's maybe my favorite question to uncover the motivation. But not like, tell me your life story and then ask them a follow-up, deeper question. It's just like getting a sense for, did you just start searching online like yesterday? Or like, have you been like seeing homes for 6 months? You're just trying to get kind of a pulse on that. So specifically, while I do this, or real quickly, can you tell me, where are you in the moving journey? Is a great way, I think, to touch on the motivation, but not get, deep into the details. But exactly everything that they had just said there, I think kind of the vibe is you can be a little bit assumptive about the appointment, and even assumptive, I think, in the very last question you threw at the end, like, are there any other homes? Which can turn into a yes, no, whether that's good or bad. But I think you can be just as assumptive there and saying like, hey, we have a couple of coming soon properties on Team Fast that are pretty similar that you might be interested in, or there's some coming soon homes down the street there you might be interested or that I think are similar to this one. And so if you and your wife can block off like 20 minutes, for those, then I can show you down the street that you might, and so that way they're more thinking about booking an appointment with you. And there's intrigue on more value that you can offer, as opposed to like, no, I just need you to like open the door on this one home, and like I don't need to build a relationship with you outside of that. So it's trying to mitigate that.
Yeah, that kind of ties into like, I've had a couple Zillow calls where like they're like, oh, we actually have a realtor,
Yeah, real quick on that. I mean, that's probably going to be a good situation that the team needs to get very synced up on how we want to handle that. Like, how much do you push back and then just essentially reject and disqualify? But short answer is, when you have someone that is very black and white, like they're just not going to be working with you, period. They're not an opportunity. Then you absolutely can and should reject those.
Okay.
100%. And then lastly from you, Kenny, polishing points, takeaways.
That went really, I mean, she dived really deep about Farmer Joe's. I thought it was going to be like a nice little dip in and out, but she went kind of far with the butter. I would just say, I love shopping here at this restaurant. Just kind of moved on with it. So I felt like if I was a high D type or high C that didn't have that much time on the phone, I wouldn't want to go through that conversation. Other than that, like there's a lot of rapport building. I think it was pretty good. Just need to polish it up overall. I think you guys have good feedback already.
I think for you, Junghee, knowing your personality style, this is kind of going to coincide with the way that you communicate. You're short, sweet, and to the point, right? And it kind of goes along with the way that you communicate already. The way that you communicate with Kenny, hey, I got this, this, and this. Kenny's going to be like this, this, that. Cool, we good? Good, right? It's already the way that you communicate, so it's going to be easy for you to really lean into who you are. And so I think you did a really good job. And everyone's going to be doing this, so it's not like we're singling anybody out.
I think it's an experience too. Like you're newer to the team, so we've taught you one way of doing things, and you kind of learn another way. We're asking you this completely different way. Like it's just, and then you don't have quite the experience. You haven't met with, talk to 50 different buyers that are like hot. So we've seen that now with the team that we're just exposing them to more different conversations where you can pivot. Right now, like a lot of agents aren't able to pivot because you're going by the last playbook and you're trying to learn this playbook.
Yep. And we have good news for you. You are part of the initial 15 for the
now that I accidentally good thing I didn't reply. I meant to reply to Elias directly, but that's great. Right? We're doing
Exposed.
But you see like how much more room.
So
how much more room for improvement there is.
Yep. This was chose before this call. We already have the core people that are going to be the first leg of the relay. So yeah, you're on. So we're looking forward to working closer.
I could have gone so much.
Smoking mirrors just to make me anxious.
All right, have fun at Farmer Joe. Celebrate. Get yourself some butter.
Yeah, get you some nut butter.